It's 3 a.m. on New Year's morning. The house is silent except for the sound of empty bottles rolling across the wooden floor. I'm stood in the living room, completely still. Heart is pounding. Moments earlier, I watched the familiar shift. Laughter fading, paranoia rising, unpredictable tension now filling the room. I knew I had to leave. So I silently open the living room window. I carefully climb out, making sure not to make a sound, and then I run. I run through a dark field, through the freezing night air with only one thought echoing in my mind. Why is this happening again? Because it wasn't the first time. Years earlier, I had fought my way out of addiction and abuse. I had already rebuilt my life, and I had promised myself I would never end up in this chaos again. But yet here I was, running, escaping a situation that felt painfully familiar. The details were different, but the patterns were the same, and that thought stayed with me. Why is it that we keep repeating the same patterns even though we think we've changed? Why is it that some people leave one relationship only to find themselves in the same dynamic again? Why is it that we promise ourselves we won't react in the same way? And then we do. I spent years searching for answers in mindset work. And mindset helped, but it couldn't fully explain why patterns have power over people, even though they know better. It wasn't until I started exploring energy work and the deeper connection between our energy bodies that something finally clicked. One day during a self-healing practice, I had this moment of what can only be described as absolute clarity. It was less like learning something new and more like remembering something ancient. In that moment, I could see how everything connected, how emotional trauma lives in the body, how identity shapes our behavior, how energy patterns are quietly operating beneath the surface, shaping our decisions, our reactions, and our relationships. I now teach something called energetic literacy, which is the ability to read and interpret the patterns that shape our identity, behavior, and results. Using the chakra system, the body's original energetic map of architecture, I guide people to understand the connections between their thoughts, emotions, actions, and spiritual awareness. When people develop energetic literacy, something remarkable happens. They begin to understand the patterns that's controlling their life. They step out of unconscious reaction and into conscious choice. They stop living from conditioning that was never theirs. One of the most important lessons that I have learned along the way is this. Trauma isn't our fault, but it's our responsibility to heal it, because responsibility, that's where our power lies. Another powerful realization is our pain becomes our purpose. Often, the patterns that challenge us the most, they are guiding us towards the gifts that we are here to develop. But you have to be able to read those patterns. That changes everything, because transformation doesn't happen through mindset alone. Transformation happens when mind, body, and spirit come into alignment. And alignment is powerful. There is nothing more powerful on the face of this earth than a human being who is aligned with their inner truth, their inner leadership, and their inner source of power. And each one of us carries that potential. But you have to be able to read the patterns. That is the invitation of energetic literacy. The ability to stop reacting, to stop repeating, to stop mistaking conditioning for identity, and to finally step into the person that you were always meant to be. Today, I would like to leave you with one small invitation. Start paying attention to the signals within you. Because your emotions are signals, your triggers are signals, your patterns are signals, but if you can't read them, you're going to spend your whole life reacting instead of understanding. Now, if this message has resonated with you, I invite you to follow my work, to be open to explore the concept of energetic literacy. It begins with you being able to read your own patterns. And that journey, that can begin today. Today, I have my Chakra Blueprint, which is an online training program. It is available for the next 48 hours at a discounted price of £166. And for the first 3 ladies that are going to sign up, you're also going to receive a free one-on-one session with me. Thank you